Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Gotta get inside. Oh, yes. Last thing I needed to do what I wanted to do today. So, since you clicked on this video, you probably saw the titles, which means you know what I'm going to be doing today. But if somehow you got here randomly, clicked on a random video, didn't read the title, and somehow you're just here randomly, which I doubt that happened, today I'm going to be making a cold air intake out of just scrap supplies and cheap stuff that I got on eBay. So, this was an $18 Chinese pod filter. 3-inch pod filter. I mean, it can't be hard to make it wrong, but if it works, it works. This little aluminum thing is a adapter plate for my MAF sensor, and so that I can just put this pod filter right on the end of the MAF sensor. And this little thing, sorry for the bad angles, I'm holding everything. That little tiny filter, you saw me grab it when I was getting stuff out of the mail. That is going to be going right on the side of the valve cover, because I'm going to be rerouting my cold air intake to the other side of the engine bay, so it's on the intake side rather than the exhaust side. I see so many people make these DIY ones, and they keep using the same intake tube all the way across to the other side. It's like, I don't understand why you do that. I mean, if there's a reason and you guys know why, let me know. But that's the exhaust side of the engine bay. Doesn't that mean it's hotter? You want to be bringing in colder air. So why are you leaving it over there? Why wouldn't you just bring it over to the other side? So the reason I'm going to be having to do some stuff to do that is because the wires normally go over there, and that's where the airbox is. So I'm going to have to bring the wires out of the loom and bring them all the way over, shorten them, cut them, resplice them, and bring the MAF sensor to the other side of the engine bay. Maybe that's why people do that, because they don't want to be doing that. But I'm up to the task. I'm going to try it out. Alrighty guys, so my master plan behind all this. I'm going to be reusing this. I'm going to chop it right here, flip it over so it's a corner bend right here. MAF sensor goes right there, pod filter tucks right here under the headlight. I've mocked it all up and it's gonna fit. I just hope that I can actually clamp this thing down on the MAF filter, because you can see over here it's got like a special fitting on the end of it. So yeah, hopefully we can make that work. So I need to pull this little MAF sensor out of this box, remove the box, take everything, put it over here. And this is what I was talking about. I'm gonna have to take this wire, and I'm gonna have to take this wire. Oh, I'm gonna have to drill a hole for that thing. Oh shoot, I forgot about that. So yeah, I'm gonna take this and take them out of the loom, and the loom needs to stay here because there's a wire right here, but I'm gonna take them out of the loom, run them all the way back to here, and then just bring them back over here, because the MAF sensor is gonna be over here. So that's the plan. Whether or not it works, I don't know. Oh, and then that little filter gonna go right here. First engine bay mod, bro. I might shorten this. I don't know, I don't like how far it sticks off the motor. So I might trim this down so I can stick it on there farther. We'll see. Maybe not. Well, there's no turning back now. I mean, I guess I could tape it back together, but hopefully hopefully this all works. Alright, so we've already ran into a problem, and I'm sure it's one that I'll find a solution to. But this end right here is too small. I might be able to stretch it on there, but it's gonna be tough. What I've been trying to do is I have a little circular thing for the drill. I've been trying to like sand it out a little bit in there, and it's gotten a little bit bigger. I'm just trying to get these walls a little bit thinner because they're so thick right here. I'm trying to get them a little bit thinner so that they stretch more, because as you can see, the walls right here are so thin that you can just bend them like that. So I need to do that over here so that I can just, you know, force it on. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's still a little tight. I'm probably gonna do it some more, but I got the sidewalls way thinner. Alrighty guys, so this is essentially what it is going to look like. Everything's just kind of test fit together. I got some stuff I got to show you guys that's not going to fit perfect, but I'm trying to figure it out. Alright, so I got this finalized now. This is the MAF sensor right here, obviously. And this thing, I had to shave it down quite a bit more, but I got it to where it fits good on there. And then I drilled a hole and just used the same rubber grommet and just made sure the hole was the same size. Actually, I used the biggest drill bit we had, and then I had to even carve it out more with just a stand the knife. That fits in there fine. You can see it in there. And but one thing I was unaware of is that this MAF sensor doesn't need that one plate. Wherever that, I honestly have no idea where that thing is. I bet it's in the car. Yeah, okay. So, I bought this thing because when I was looking online, I was looking at pictures of Miata MAF sensors, and apparently I was looking at some from NA's, and the NA MAF sensor has a spot that it bolts into the airbox, like then it has like 4 bolts like that. So you have to buy these so that you can put a cone on it. So I bought the cone too, and I bought the cone in a 3-inch cone because this was a 3-inch, but this is not a 3-inch, and so there's too much space on there. So what I did is I cut some of, you can see it right here, this thing. I cut some of that off of the other side of the intake tube, and so that's just going to act as a little rubber spacer, and then I'm just going to tighten that hose clamp down real tight, and that should do it. Also, I wanted to show you guys, since I pulled the airbox out, this thing was sitting in here. Oh, that's backwards. It was sitting in here, something like that. I can't remember how it was sitting there, but it was sitting in there. And then these 2 relays, this one and this one, were bolted right there, standing up, and I didn't want that in there, so I just took them off, and there were just spots where other things were mounted, so I put one there and I put one there, and that worked perfectly fine. But now this side is way cleaner. Okay, so I'm pretty much ready to put it all together. Oh, and I pulled the wires out of the loom. I cut the plastic loom right here, and I cut all the tape and split it open and pulled them all the way out. And then the last bit of the loom that was over here that I cut off, I reused over here. These are the wires that I pulled out. These are the 2 plugs that go to the MAF sensor and the little reader. I don't know what that is. Little sensor on the side. So those over here, and I shortened this one because this one is way too long. So I took like 1.5 foot off of it, and then it's still going to be a little bit long. It's going to be kind of whatever. It's going to be kind of bunched up over here, but I didn't want to have to splice more wires than I need to if it's going to work perfectly fine. So I'm going to get everything together and see how everything turns out. Alrighty guys, so it's pretty much complete. I mean, this filter ain't going nowhere. Everything's nice and solid. Everything's plugged in. This turned out really well for being what it is. And there's these 2 bolt holes right here that if you wanted to, you could make a brace. So you could like just use a little piece of steel or something, or aluminum, and bolt it into right there, and then have it come up and bolt into right there. So there's 2 bolt holes, and I have the bolts on me somewhere, I think. Oh, dropped one. So yeah, they're just little bolts like this, and they just go right there. So yeah, you could do that if you wanted to. I don't think I'm going to do that because there's no need to. I mean, it's pretty solid. But yeah, also there's that there. For being K&N, I'm kind of not very impressed with this thing. It's kind of like really loose on that rubber grommet. But it should do its job. I need to figure something out. I'll probably glue that rubber grommet on there better so it doesn't wiggle like that. But I'm going to grab my tools off of here and start it. And make sure that everything's working right. And it works perfectly fine. Sounds a lot more meaty actually because there's none of the little ripples or anything in there. That needs to be glued or something. That's not acceptable. But this freaking thing sounds like a vacuum. But hey, it works. And it looks way cleaner than it did before. I gotta clean all that now though. That looks really gross. But I'm pretty happy. Okay, literally since I didn't even use that adapter plate, overall this was $28 worth of stuff. That's a lot better than that $220 freaking K&N cold air intake, or however much it cost. That was $10. That's K&N. That was $18. Some little freaking Chinese one. And just some time rerouting your wires, some time filing this out, making sure that everything fits together. But heck yeah, I'm happy with that. That is a cheap mod that looks good, works good. I mean, hey, can't knock it if it's cheap and it works. Modding your car sometimes helps. My check engine light isn't on anymore. My check engine light has been on for the last month and a half. And then I go and freaking mod the air filter and everything, all of a sudden it, you know, it just turns off. That is freaking awesome. Car runs perfect, guys. I mean, I highly suggest you do this. There's no reason not to. I've watched so many people try to make these DIY cold air intakes, and I looked at it for 15 seconds, and it's like, why wouldn't you just do this? And I wanted to try it, and I did it. It was more of an experiment than anything. It's not like you're going to gain any horsepower, really. I mean, maybe 1 or 2, but not much. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. It looks clean. It's cheap. It's easy. So, yeah. Also, I am going to, stupid me didn't take a before picture, but I'll find just a stock image on Google of an NB2 motor and the engine bay, and then I'll show you guys this one. So here's the before picture, and here's the after picture. Looks a lot better, doesn't it? It's way cleaner, way more wide open. I don't see why nobody would, or why somebody wouldn't want to do this. Alright guys, I'm just giving you one more look at it. So, just a rerun of what I did. I cut this off of the original tube that went across and went to the big old air box right here. I used that to cover up the spot that there was a hose vacuum line pretty much going, or not really a vacuum line, just a breather hose going to this thing right about here. And then I rewired, didn't really rewire. These wires used to not be over here. They went through and came out over here. And over here, all I took out the air box, this bracket right here that held part of the air box in, and then this right here that held some relays. And that's pretty much it. That's all I took out. It wasn't a ton. So if you guys are willing to try this yourself, go ahead. I mean, it works perfectly fine. It looks way cleaner, and I don't see a downside to it. There might be one, but I don't see one. So yeah. Well, thanks for going through this experiment with you guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, please hit that like button. I mean, seriously, it would help a lot. I get barely any views, and it would be really nice if people started hitting the like button, because I don't get any likes in these videos. It's kind of annoying, but you know what? I enjoy doing it. So, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe while you're at it if you want to keep seeing more SNO-FLO content. See you guys later.